Hello, everybody. And just in time for the alarm. I'm rustling through some gold leaf. This is a live video, and I always wait for a few minutes for folks to show up. And if this is not your cup of tea, then fast forward, please. I have some metal leaf adhesive from Beacon, and true to form around here, I haven't used it, so it's dried up. So taking a risk, I put a little acetone in it. That's what I did with the Fabri-Tac over the weekend, and it really helped that. And then this is also Fabri-Tac, a little yellow because it was a used bottle. Let me get my chair all up here. I wish that was a see-through bottle. Just prop it right there. one of these days, I don't know why I say that, because I've been saying that for a long time. Some of these things are going to get resolved around here. A little bit of black on her. On a galloping horse, nobody will ever see it. All right, let's try this. And by the time some folks come in, I'm just going to keep that right in there. I got to turn on, I forgot to turn on the camera software so that I can turn the autofocus off. Alrighty. And move this out of the way. Sorry about the bang. I'm going to make some poppers today, so just some little odds and ends that I can use in journals. While I wait for that to dry, get some base pieces going here. Right now I am peeling crud off my Tim Holtz tonic scissors. I don't know if there's anybody else out there who could do this, but I did. Hey, I just saw. Hey, Azure. This painting is actually a collage. I did her last week. See where I folded papers? And all those little bitty pieces. It was fun. I don't think that would be my favorite thing to make, but anyway, thank you. I'm still having light problems, but they're better. I don't know where they are. They tend to come crawling in late because there's so many people that are doing lives during COVID. There may be 4 or 5 people taking away some of the studio audience. So I've been catching them on replays. And starting, I've been doing good. Hey, Giovanna. I've been doing good. And make some little poppers while I wait for that to dry. Poppers are tiny little collage pieces that can be used. Put that down there. Can be used to be the final pop on a bigger collage piece. I'll show you some. Don't need any shadows. Let's see, that's actually on there. Here's one. It's just a thing, you know, with some old tape on it to put on there. It looks like a stamp. Here's another one. And another. And another. So they're just kind of, they're poppers. What can I say? But they sure do help make, like that was one. They just kind of finish off. This one has a real brad on it. I'm not sure that I would do that again because it gave me fits. See, there's a dent there and a little bit of a dent there. And anyway, I tend to run out, so I need some. And I've got a bin full of small scraps here that are too small to use really and too big to throw away. I've been doing just fine. I'm finally got a direction and a plan for what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do, I'll tell y'all now. I drew it in. And I did it with a gold pen, and it wasn't quite gold enough. But I was at the end of my session, too tired to get up and go get the stuff. the gold leaf. Get all this stuff out of here that I don't really need. Get some of these little tickets in here. And that's all you need. It's just something. And I sometimes get too carried away, so. Hey, Gail. I'm glad you did. I was just getting ready to tell everybody, Gail, what I'm doing, and it's taken a good bit of work, but that's okay. It's worth it. Starting either this Sunday or the next Sunday, and I think it's probably going to be the next Sunday. Let me put her down first. There will be a YouTube video on my channel. Everything's still going to be on my channel, where I'm going to announce the project for the next week. And included in that email or the YouTube video will be a link to my Teachable account, where any of the printables that I use or plan to use are going to be there for free download. And then on Monday or Tuesday, we're still fleshing out details. Possibly on Monday, I'll release the video of the process of using those pieces. And then on Tuesday in the live, we can ask questions and talk about it. Wednesday, you'll have a day to work on it if you choose. And Thursday is up for grabs. We may do something fun. The project videos will be around an hour. And you'll have everything you need except the glue and maybe some of your own papers. So, first reactions. Give it to me. Give it to me. Get my chair just right. See? Now that's a cute little popper. I couldn't get my Uniball to work. This is old wallpaper. It's a silk fabric. Well, boy, and it will not tear across the selvage. I did this a long time ago, a series of stamps with my paintings. You focused? Guess not. Oh, yeah, I just told you about it. It's just a little different swing on my videos that I do here. And I'm going to give you the pieces and parts that I use in that week's video. So it makes it easier if you want to play along. So anyway, Sundays I'll announce it and give you the link for the downloadables and the supplies I'm going to use. And then Monday, tentatively, the the hour-long video will be released. And Tuesday in the live, we'll ask questions about your progress or anything else that you want to know. And Thursday, probably a free day. I don't know yet. I'm still fleshing out the details. These are all going to be new videos. Nobody's seen them before. So kind of mark your calendar, and I'm kind of having a feeling, I'll see how much I get done tomorrow. I'm kind of having a feeling it may be next week, but so that's it. I'm just giving you some stuff for free. Bye, Gail. Glad you dropped in. Just going through my bag of scraps, tearing little pieces into littler pieces. How's that for English? It's Arkansas. That's what that is. And I think it will be fun. And it's something a little bit different. My scraps are much more manageable since I got them in these buckets. Okay. Hey, Ian. How are you, buddy? Okay, so I'm going to flip these over in the order that I had them on here. We'll see if that works. And there, and there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I'll probably say this all the way through today's live. Starting in a week or 2 weeks, Sunday or the next Sunday, I will have a short, it'll probably be 15 minutes or so. It's not going to be long and involved because everybody's got stuff to do. And it's going to announce a project of the week. I'm going to give you a link to my Teachable site where you can download any printables that I may use or plan to use. Well, I've already used them because, you know, the videos are pre-recorded. And the supplies, and then you can join in on the fun. Okay, there's another little popper. See? So there's two. Yeah, I'm usually pooped after my live. I couldn't really decide specifics. I've been working on this plan for a while, and it's hard to switch back and forth because I've got to have quite a few videos in the hopper so that I don't hit that, oh my God, I got to have a new video today in 2 hours thing. So if I have them early, Vicki will be happier. Just piling stuff on. Yeah, that'll work. Get my paintbrush. Do some water trimming. And then got to keep my hands off the I don't know. This ink's probably permanent. Yeah, because that's a stamp. I will eventually work my way up to 2 or 3 videos a week. And still do at least one live. Now then, that's kind of cute. So y'all got any questions? Or any tips or requests? I use these things about as fast as I can make them. They're a little piece of fabric or ribbon. Ordered a bunch of sari silk last night. I didn't have any idea that was as reasonable as it is. Okay, let's just turn these over all at once. And then we'll put this down. Friday and Saturday, I had to work on my nest. That's my studio. And figure out something to do with all the darn prints that I make. I'm going to wad that up just a little bit and put some Fabri-Tac on it. So what I did was I used those vinyl clear envelopes and I put printables in there with originals that I wanted to keep and brights and neutrals and coffee stain and botanical. And then I hung each of those on a pants hanger. Let me show you if I can, maybe. There. And I folded the flap backwards and used a pin. So it's not going anywhere. Sorry that I made you dizzy. So I felt really, really good about that because now they're all in one place. I still have some smalls in my Shannon Green custom keeper. But all of my big ones and my newest ones are there. I like to leave some edges up. It just kind of gives you something to curl a little bit. And there's another one. Yeah, I do have lot longer. How do I keep motivated? I've been doing this so long in one form or another, and I guess that's a poor answer, but there is so much to learn that if I'm too tired to be in here, I'm watching YouTube videos about art. And usually I come away from those with some good ideas of things I want to try. And painting is always my my go-to because I don't care how good you are or how good you think you are. There's always a new technique or a new style, somebody that does it really, really good and you want to see how they're doing it. So I never get bored with painting. I sometimes lose motivation. So if I do lose lose that. I usually just say it's time to take a little break. Nope. And my muse always comes back. It's not much of an answer, I'm afraid, but that's it. And then, you know, we buy all these supplies and things and don't use them. And so, you know, there's always a new supply to learn how to use. And you can't use them if you don't know where they are. So that is what started my 2020 studio reorganization. Just a little bit. This is the stays on. I always forget what they call these. The Bicentennial, those, I can't remember. Let's see. Pull this over here so I can use my Timmy mat. It goes a little bit down. Now you can do this with reds. You can do this Timmy mat thing with the, y'all know I'm a Robin McClendon fan. Move this other hanger out of the way. I'll probably get stuck. Let's see, where are they? There they are. Now I've gotten all my distresses. Labeled. Maybe y'all can see if I could stay in that corner. I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention on these. Putting some color down and spray it a little bit. And that appears to be pumice. I'm going to put a little bit of a red just because I can. And I'm going to spread a little coffee this time. I didn't mean to spray it all the way over there, but I did. Good. See, I kind of like that. A little more coffee. You can put coffee in a spray bottle with some alcohol, denatured alcohol, and it will keep it from molding. It's hard for me too, organizing, because the first time I did it, I hadn't been doing mixed media very long, and it had yet to overtake my studio. Well, that soon ended, and it took over my studio. So I've still got set up for an oil station and a soft pastel station, and where I'm sitting right now is a mixed media watercolor. That needs color. Maybe this will do it. So everything has to have a place in here. Okay, here we go. That's a sticker. That's some washi tape that I bought in from China. I got some of it on Amazon. My Fabri-Tac was too thick to use effectively. It was making my arm and my shoulders hurt. I'm just going to take part of that. And somebody said, hey, put some acetone in it. I went, okay. And it worked. It made it more liquid. And I put some in a smaller bottle that's a little bit more acetone. That would probably be easier to use. And then the acetone, of course, evaporates. I stuck a pin in it, a la. And you got to put the pin someplace. You won't lose it. Well, yeah, it's coming out. It's just real thin. This kind of makes it behave like the glitter glue. Those pins that you stick in glue bottles have to be stainless steel, or otherwise you get rust. And that's not something you really want in your journal. Ta-da! There's another one. And I spent some time watching Tim Holtz's there's some tags. I didn't know that they had been left out, but we're going to use them. He was doing his Saturday exploration, product explorations, he called them. I'm going to use the red again. So he wasn't selling supplies. He was trying to teach you how to do what you. There, I think that's better. How to do with the ones that you've already bought. So it was very in depth. Like he took 2 weeks, and his videos are like 3 hours a week. I'm gonna go back to the stays on, and I learned an awful lot. And he says one of the tips that this might help you a little bit too, Azure. That just sit some time sometimes and make up one portion of stuff. Like last week, over the weekend, I made pages that I could use as signatures in journals. And these little dabs and things like this can be stuck in pockets on journals. So it's easier than waiting until you get to that journal page and then saying, oh, I need a tag. And then you have to stop everything to do the tag. So it makes sense. So if you do these and see, I want to do the back. Coffee's pretty in that. So all I did was use instead of using water to spray it with, I use coffee. So that makes sense. Like if you're going to do a collage like this, I've got to put that stuff on her. Then you can get all your pieces ready first, so that when you start doing her, you don't have to doing a collage like that. You've already got your brights, you've got your darks, which will be your darkest value, and you've got your lights for your lightest value in a Ziploc bag or whatever. I'm just aging this a little bit. And so when you get ready to do her, you're not searching around through all your piles looking for something dark. Oh, Timmy, yeah. Well, you know, everybody laughs at Timmy, but the man does know how to do a demo. He's organized. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the chemical properties of the stamps and the paints and the alcohols and there. It made me appreciate my collection. Now this isn't going to show, of course, but there. Let's put this little, no, I don't want to put that doodad on there. And I was talking over the weekend about needing to cut out some printables that are that I bought on Etsy, little tiny tags and stuff. And a friend said, Lynn Wessel, y'all probably know her on here. Why don't you do, ooey, some sparkle. Why don't you do your Cricut Maker and let it scan and then cut it for you? Ooh, that's cool. So I'm going to do that. And that won't be anything that y'all will want to see for sure. Oops. Well, it doesn't matter because it's going to get moved around anyway. I thought that sure beats sitting there hand cutting everything, which has never been one of my favorite things to do. I think I may have to get a bigger nozzle. Enhancing watercolor circle wash. Oh, I see. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, but you can do that with so many other products. if y'all have any questions now in general, just let me have them. Because that's going to be a feature of the new program. And I will be doing, I'm probably going to have to give you guys a couple of weeks in the beginning, because if we do soft pastels and you want to do that, then I've got to give you time to get it. And I've been down the road of looking for stuff like that, so I know exactly where to send you to get the best assortment for little money. And watercolor and gouache and casein. Have you tried it yet, Ian? Doesn't matter. There we go. Now when these all dry, I can come back and put stamps on each one of them. Let's see if I put that on top of something a little bit bigger. Let's just use another piece of that. I've got flowers cut out of some of my paintings. Oh, there's one that would work. We'll use it. Oh boy, that was almost a craft-a-latch. This bucket fell over. It would take days to pick it up. And get another gypsy. And I got to do some more stamps. That's not really doing much for me. Let's see what else I've got here. I just tore these to get them. There's one with a butterfly, but it's very light. That's okay, that'll work. I gotta turn my fan on. And printing sessions, just some stamps and scraps. And the butterfly. Hi, Joycey. Well, I've decided for sure, Ian, that the best way to do casein is get the emulsion, and the Jack Richardson emulsion is already pre-mixed, where the Sennelier you have to mix it and store it in the refrigerator and all that. Oops, it's coming out the side. That means that bottle's not going to work good. And then with either your watercolors or your gouache, you can mix up some of that with the casein emulsion, and it'll work great. I'm not happy with the amount of pigment in the premixed casein colors. So, you know, maybe white, a couple colors. And if I just need a few colors, I always fall back to my split primary. And that way 6 tubes of color is an easy way to get you started. There's another one. What you been up to, Joycey? Oh, in that jelly container. The container's really cool. I like my jelly to be fresh. I mean, my you know what I'm trying to say. I like my gouache to be wetter than that. I don't like to spend a whole lot of time messing with a brush trying to get it to liquefy. That's me. And I thought that container was so cool. Here's some of my grease pencil or China marker core. So glad I saved that. Joycey, you didn't hear the. It is Azure, but you have to formulate it and get all chemistry with it. You have to cook it, and it has to have some exotic ingredients like borax and other stuff to change the alkali. You make it more acidic or whatnot. So you can buy the casein emulsion, which is the already mixed up stuff that would probably take you a day to cook. And then you got it goes bad in a couple of weeks. So Sennelier only sells the powder that you make your own with. So anyway, the casein emulsion from Richardson is, I found it for $14 a quart. Whoops, wrong side. And it was $15 for an 8-ounce bottle. So, and that will last a while. I don't want that on the same angle as my blue piece. And then, like I said, use your watercolors or your gouache or pigment, powder pigment. And that would be plenty. And you can mix any color you want that way. And egg tempera is the same way. Same pigments, same everything else, but you use the yolk of an egg and you mix each color as you need it, because it will go bad. I haven't done egg tempera yet, and I'm sure I will. But the reason I haven't done it is because I don't need any help being tight, painting real tight. And most egg tempera paintings are fairly small. And you use a real teeny brush. I don't know what that is. And I think Hopper may have done some larger ones in egg tempera. But it's a very smooth, matte finish. When I've read up on it, it's been so funny. It's the yolk of a certain kind of hen, and the egg can only be 1 day old. That's the best. And then you break the egg and you get the white out of it, and then you gently put the yolk onto a paper towel and roll it around until it's dry on the outside. And then you take a pin and poke it in the yolk and very carefully put the yolk into a bowl without getting the outer skin. I mean, it's funny. Funny. Effect there. There's another one. For those of you that watched last week, well, I've got to do that right now. I said I was going to finish her on Thursday, and my Thursday got crazy. There I am back with this new project. What you looking for? Oh yeah, you do that. So I decided I really liked her without a background, and I just came back around and just scribble lined all the way around her and decided I was done. That's the way to do it. Okay, where's the... It's just all silver. Well, you know what? Silver won't be bad. I'll give it some gleam. I always make the biggest mess when I do this. It's everywhere, it's everywhere. And it dries really, really fast. No, the smell is gone. There are people online that complain about the smell of this casein that I'm using. And I love it. It's just kind of a, I don't know, like a light barbershop smell. I don't know. It's hard to describe. But I like it, and it fades after a while. Okie dokie. Let's burnish this baby. Let's see what we got. The reason I went ahead with the silver, and there's a spot, is because just a little bit of it will gleam against the gold pin that I already put on. How do I do that? It's a journal after all. Obviously more glue. I am not a professional gilder. I know somebody who is, though. Rosemary Morris. Yeah, she got glitter all over. So do I. And if you know who had been a little more careful putting on the glue, it would have been more spotty. Talking about egg tempering, here I am in too big a hurry to get do this right. This is just barely damp baby white. Now then, see, just a few little hits makes it look like it's the sun hitting her gold jewelry. So, ta-da, she's done. Just put this over her. Alrighty. It's 4:30. Oh, hey, Carrie. Got something made my nose itch. It's I don't think it's something that really rings my bell. If you'll watch me, Joycey knows. If I get bored, I just start throwing stuff. So then it's time to quit. But yet I can sit and paint for hours. And then I get up and I can't even walk. Okay, now here's what we've done so far. We've done 5. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. We've done 6. Alrighty, dighty. Okay, so I'm going to tell y'all again. Hey, kitty. See if I missed anybody. Yeah, and like making these things, I kind of get after a little while. Those are all. But I will take photographs of these. Now I'm going to tell y'all again about my big announcement. This Sunday, depending on how much I get done this week, or the next Sunday, I will put up a 15-minute video announcing the project for the week. And if I use anything printable or anything like that I can give you that I'm going to be using, then I will collect all those pieces and give you a link to download them for free. And in that link will be other supplies that I use, which use what you have, but this is what I'm going to use. And then on Monday, the project will come out and it'll be around an hour, maybe a little longer in some cases. And it's going to be on anything to do with my art, painting, or whatever I like to do. So kind of like what I've been doing on these videos, except you'll be more involved if you choose to. And then on Tuesday in my live, we'll do some question and answer. And maybe Thursday, we might take a look at what everybody else has done. Depending. I mean, we'll see how it evolves, but I'm not beyond sharing my screen in StreamYard with somebody who has their book to show. Questions? Let me have them. Okay, let's do another one. You know you want to. No tricks, no gimmicks. Just good art. And I've got to have enough done and uploaded and scheduled on YouTube so that I'll be ahead of that weekly process. So I will do the projects ahead of time and film it. Does that sound like fun? That too is a little flower cluster I've painted. Hey, Pearl. There's a J. How about that? We'll put that J on there. This might be one of Joyce's. I doesn't know. Just getting rid of scraps, guys. Getting rid of scraps. This feels like a scrap piece of pastel paper. It all goes in the bin. It's a piece of cork. Okay, let's go. Turn the whole thing upside down and then peel it back. And that's a pretty good way to remember what you did. Again, this bottle is filled with Fabri-Tac, thinned with acetone. And I'm getting more out the side than I am the nozzle, so that tells me that I need to. And I think my nozzle might be stopped up. So I'm going to have to work on that or get a little bigger nozzle or put some more acetone in it. Well, I just had to, Corey, I called you Carrie before. I'm old. I had to let some things go, and I had to look at what was important. Whoops, that one moved, so we'll just put it right here. What my goals were and what I enjoy the most, and because a lot of the things I do are not productive. And I do have to make my art pay for itself. So a piece of cork and a J. I've been doing this stuff online for 10 years, and I have yet to find a formula. That's not too bad. A little popper, that'll just look great in a book. And small journals, like my little mini journal, I'm going to turn that upside down and let it dry. Oh, I know something we can do. These are some kind of filters from a science lab that I got. American Science and Surplus. I love my Timmy mat, by the way. Timmy mats. I got a good price on them, so I bought the small one too. Like I needed it. Okay, but I do need it. If it makes me smile. These are some pieces that I stamped one day when I wasn't ready to leave the studio, but I didn't have any energy to do anything serious. So, and part of this series, and part of these, some of these videos will be real-time painting, which I haven't been able to do live because, you know, talking and stuff does not equate to painting. So I may do some oil. I'll do some soft pastels. But in either case, I will tell you what I'm going to do on that early enough so that you can get supplies if you choose. That's the right size. That's it. Other than that, you can watch. There's something kind of neat. Some more stamping I did. my silk. I don't want you to stick there. Okay, flip it over. And glue her down. I think I'll come back on these and do a little maybe some embossing. I've had my Fabri-Tac a while and was just reluctant to use it, so I'm glad I finally got it out. You don't want to cover up everything. There it is. Cute one. Sometimes your page just may need a pop of color. This is from an old, one of my first jelly prints back when I was doing them on cardstock because nobody told me any different. And I did stuff on the back too. But right now I'm after that. Use what's left of this or a piece of it. Use a piece of something. This is messy, even having it in the bucket. I keep dropping stuff. And I promised myself after the last cleanup, oops, that I was not going to let it pile up in the floor anymore. Digging down to the bottom. Little mulberry with some gold in it. All right. It do get sticky. And this little scrap just laying there is going to get used. Go away. Might put that on there. I am so thankful that I have my studio during this time. That could be a tag. This is a scrap of encaustic monoprinting. No. Nah. Nip, nip. Yep. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. Looky there. Pink butterfly. I would put a charm on it, but I had so much trouble with the charms when I would use them in a book. Okay, here we go. Glad y'all hung with me on this. I needed to do these. Okay. Let's put this little piece of purpley painted old text. And then the butterfly. There, isn't that a sweet one? Now, let's do some embossing. I've got red. I made my red. Did y'all see that? And where is my distress ink pad? Aha. And I've got the distress glaze in the speckled egg. That'll be pretty on something. Something. I've got a green. That'll be pretty on that. Now then, let's get some postage stamps. They're in the big bucket. I haven't used some of these, so we'll use some of those. There's a feather. A feather. And there's my stripes I like so well. And some postage, that'll work. So I want a compass on. I better cap that off. This little one right here. Doesn't matter if the stamp's bigger. Hey, you're back, Gail. Need a piece of paper. I have one of those trays that beaters use. See, I made a mess. That's all right. But it doesn't work good for this, I don't think. For embossing. Now, isn't that just cute? Subtle. Okay. What to put on that? Let's just put. Doesn't matter what it is. This time I'm going to use some glaze. I think this glaze is really meant for big areas. Well, I see it, but it doesn't look very shiny yet. Here it goes. I made my red with Vicki ultra thick embossing powder. So it's not the best, but it works, and I didn't have to buy red. And I colored it with alcohol ink. And guess what? It worked. Pretty good. I guess I could grind it in a mortar and pestle if I really wanted to. All I'm after here is just a little bit of shiny color. I think I'd have been better off to get a new piece of paper. There you go. Works good enough for me, I can tell you. And let's see what I have here. Micro beads. I don't know what that is. Terracotta. Use my little striper. If I wanted to use one through the middle, I could just mask it off with sticky notes. I bought this stuff back when I was just starting to collect and didn't have a clue what it was for. Just a little added something. There we have this one. I'll get this little travel right there. Thank goodness Randy keeps ours. Ooh, that was a no-no. Let me see what else I've got in my bucket. Black. Queen's something, Queen's gold. All right. Pretty, pretty. Okay, not much more to go. Here's some opaque pink. Cute. I put the stuff up first. I have a confession to make. I've hardly ever used embossing stuff. Departure, Barcelona. Well, I did good today, didn't I? Hmm. Here's some white. Well, we'll just see how that does. Now, if you really got serious about coloring your own, you'd be good to get some white or clear. This may not show up. We'll see, won't we? You got it. Whoops. And now let's see. One of these reds. Stick it. Kind of a mess, but it's all right. Couple more and then I'm done. Blue. What else do I got in here? Sugar. It's a different color. Let's use it. Ultra thick embossing enamel. Have no clue. So I'm going to do my little striper. Whoops. Hey, Teresa. This may not be the same stuff. Sure is coarse. And I sure do have a big old jar of it. Woo! It is thick, but we got some bling. 1, 2. We got 2 left. Going for the red. Now I'm just going to get this corner. And I'm going to go ahead and use red on this one. Well, I knocked it over. Thankfully, it's on paper. Okay, let me clean this mess up. Are you supposed to clean your stamps? With this paper. And there it is, melted. A little dab of red. Now then, that's pretty good for a day's work. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How about that? Y'all helped. Well, if I had cleaned the stamps before I put the embossing stuff on there, it would still be clean, right? Now my embossing pad is dirty. Didn't use my feathers. Had some feathers. Woo! Okay, so I did. These don't have alcohol. These are the Amazon house brand. Well, there you have it, sports fans. Let me go ahead and see if I can wipe off this desk. with the silver foil. And okay, I'm done. I appreciate y'all coming by to say hi and watch a little bit. And I expect it'll be a week from Sunday because I've got to have some backlog in the pipeline. I've got 5 done, so I think you're going to like them because they're only going to be like an hour. And those of you who didn't come in or didn't hear, on Sundays, I will do a little 15-20 minute video and a link to any printables that I'm going to use and supplies I'm going to use. And then on Monday, I'll release the pre-recorded video of the project of the week. Tuesday, we might do some questions and answers and stuff like that. And then Thursday, we might do a show and tell. So there you have it. That's the tentative working plan. All right. I love you guys, and I am going to go before my puppies get wound up. Okay, Teresa, well, you know it'll be recorded. I don't think I missed anybody. Thanks, Joyce and Gail, for coming. And I'll see you guys maybe on Thursday. We'll see. Okay? Bye. Love you.